What's up, guys? This is John Bose, and welcome to my channel. I usually talk about business, finance, and investment. However, it's a season of love. Today is the 12th of February, and I want to talk about relationships. Relationships, because love is in the air, and I just felt that we need to talk about certain things in relationships which people may or may not want to talk about. So, in this very short video, I'll be talking about relationships. I don't have a direction of how this would go. I just know that I want to engage with you for a few minutes and share my thoughts on certain aspects of relationship that I've been mulling over. And you can actually reply in the comment section. Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if you disagree. Give me your own opinions and let's have a discussion on some of these issues. So, relationships, I wonder, relationships between people, how does it how does it pan out for both partners? What is the lady thinking most of the times? Can the guy actually figure her out? Is she actually on the same page with the guy she's with? Relationships are very interesting. And the breakups are even more interesting. Because then we see certain issues that led to those things, and we begin to wonder. These two people have been going out for what, 5 years, and then this breakup, the story behind it makes it look as if they don't even know each other, and they've been going out for 5 years. These things happen. So it made me begin to wonder about certain things, and I must say, ladies are not really doing enough. Yeah, they're not really doing enough because man by nature is polygamous. A man is wired to procreate on a very extensive capacity. A man in one single ejaculation releases, I think, about 30 million semen, and that's enough for 5 men to impregnate all the women in the world. So, man by nature is very polygamous. However, a woman releases one egg. So, how do you bring that man with his virility and then bring him into a relationship with one woman? How does that happen? It is not natural. However, society mandates monogamy and relationships between a boy and a girl. So, how do you ladies make it work out for your man? That's a big question. It's a very serious question. How do you make it work out for the man? Are you monotonous? Are you basic? Are you beginning to become uninteresting and boring for your man? Or are you constantly giving him vibes on vibes? He's seeing a different side to your personality every single day. You know, he may need that to just keep his eyes off of every other thing and keep them on you. I'm not saying that men should cheat if their wives are uninteresting. That's not what I'm saying. However, I'm saying that you can help him by being a variety and a very different flavor every single time he's meeting you. You know, there are women who close early to go home and prepare for their husband. When you say prepare for the husband, it's not to prepare a meal, it's to prepare a version of how you want to welcome him on that particular day. A man will rush home when he knows that he's finding you in a different light every single time he opens up the door. He would rush home. How will that man be away from you? How would he stay away from you when you are every shade of interesting, every shade of excitement that he needs, every variety, every single time? How? He doesn't even know what he's going to find when he opens up the door. That man will hardly spend 1 minute longer than he should in his place of work. He will rush home to you. I'm not saying men should cheat. I'm saying men are polygamous. However, anything interesting out there can be found in you, the wife. You can be every shade of interesting, every shade of every spice, every variety that he needs to see for him to keep coming back for more. Men, don't think that you are spared because I'm talking to the women. Please, I need you to understand that I am unbiased. I am just basically airing some personal opinions which may or may not agree with what you think. But if we can actually not be defensive, I think we might be able to learn one or two things that will help our relationships. Now, for the men, it's not just for your woman or your lady to be interesting and give you varieties and be every shade that you need. What about you? What are you doing for her? Her love language probably is French and you're out there speaking pidgin. Come on, that's terrible. So if you have a wonderful woman beside you, you should be a wonderful man to her. You should respect her. See, respect is not just for men. I know a lot of times men say the way a woman loves a man is by showing him respect, and that's true. However, respect is reciprocal. You should respect your lady. How do you respect her? Her opinions should count. If she feels that there is an aspect of your personality she wants you to change, don't just listen to her. Actually make the effort. If she's not comfortable with you spending hours after dark with your friends, maybe in the club or somewhere, if she's not comfortable with that, don't just say, I've heard you. Make efforts to change. That is a sign of respect to your lady. When it seems that she has not properly coordinated her thoughts and she's trying to tell you something, but then it's incoherent, she's stuttering, she's not yet fully ready to express herself or her opinions, and yet she wants to have a conversation with you, how comfortable do you make her? Do you know how you talk to her can help to build her confidence in herself, her esteem, her sense of worth? You may be with someone and you're just like, wow, this is such a very amazingly beautiful woman, but I don't think that she matches me mentally. Do you know you can groom her by your actions? Respect is such that if she wants to address you, even though the opinions are not coming out fully formed, you listen. Respect is such that if you are in a gathering and it falls on your lady to speak, you endorse her opinions in that public gathering, even though you don't agree with them. Respect is such that you are on her side 100% of the time. In gatherings where she may feel intimidated, she knows that she has you behind her. The way you treat her will be a model for other people to know how she is to be treated. She's an extension of you. And many people are disrespectful to their women. On a personal note and in public, it becomes even worse. You see men hit their women in public. This is absolutely immature, ungentlemanly, and a misrepresentation of what you are supposed to be. You are supposed to be her shield. You're supposed to be her support. You're supposed to be her safe haven. So most men are not doing that anymore. Most men are just trying to assert their authority over their women, their superiority, their male dominance, and you should know that you have started losing respect if you have to assert it or demand it. If you have to constantly remind people that you are the head and you deserve to be respected, it means that you are not the kind of person that commands respect. Because respect is earned, it is not demanded, it is given freely. People who have the hearts of others do not take it by force. Those people willingly submit their affection to the person. So do you have the need to constantly remind your spouse or your girlfriend that you are the man here and she deserves to, she should respect you, you deserve to be respected? It might just be that what you have to do is take a gentler approach, give her respect, and watch it come back to you 10 times. Women have a way of incubating whatever you give to them. If you give a woman groceries, she gives you a meal. If you give her a house, she gives you a home. If you give her seeds, semen, in 9 months she gives you a baby. She gives you more than what you give to her. So if you give her respect, she will multiply it and give it back to you. But if you disrespect her, she will multiply it and give you hell. Now, one other thing that's terrible is that young boys, are no longer trying to be anything to their significant other, I mean their relational partners, but just able to take care of needs. And I think that is one of the things that you should be as a man, to be a responsible contributor, to be able to handle needs when they arise, be it from your spouse, from your girlfriend, or even from your home. I mean your parents. However, you also should be more than that. You shouldn't just be an ATM that provides money. You know, your lady deserves more than that. You should be someone who gives more than money. You should be someone who gives value to her. You should intentionally seek ways to better your spouse. Intentionally. You should intentionally deposit value in her. This is the person that you probably want to spend the rest of your life with, or the person you're already spending the rest of your life with. Deposit value in her. Are you putting the right mindsets in her when you talk to her? Are you making her feel confident in her abilities? Are you making her feel strengthened in her resolutions? Are you making her feel like a confident prima donna who can do anything by the way you talk to her, or are you bringing her down? Are you killing her self-worth? How are you to her? Many women are afraid to broker relationships with people because the people that they find, they don't even seem like they have their life together in the first place. Many young men are chasing just money, but when you look at manners, they are absolutely zero. Zero. In fact, less than zero. Manners maketh man. You as a man should be a representation of the kind of man you would want your daughter to be with. You should be, to a woman, the exact kind of father you would have wanted for your mother. You should be a model of the best qualities, and you can actively seek out behaviors to model after. If you feel that maybe the way you talk to your spouse is not respectful enough, you can begin to intentionally work on that aspect of your personality. You can begin to intentionally focus on giving positive feedback, positive remarks. And even when you have to give a negative feedback, you look for a way to give it in a manner in which it does not destroy the person, but rather helps to improve the person's behavior. We can actively seek out ways to talk to ourselves in respectful and understanding manners. We can be more gentle in our approach. Many men feel that being brusque and rigid and tough, having a tough exterior, is what makes a man a man. I think that's wrong. I think that if you are vulnerable, sensitive, understanding, gentle, You would have more influence over the people around you than when you are assertive and dominating all the time. It works for me mostly. However, as I said, I'm expressing personal opinions. You may have a different opinion, and you are free to share those opinions. So, I'd like to conclude by saying this. If you are single and you're watching this video, I pray that as you wait patiently to find someone, that you do find someone who is worth the wait. I pray that as you wait for this someone, you yourself become someone who is worth finding as well. And for those of you who have found someone and you are falling in love with that special person, I pray that you have the courage to fight for your love. There are so many distractions out there. There are people who want what you have, both the lady and the man. So if you are a lady, there are people who want your man. If you are a man, there are people who want your lady. You have to consciously fight for what you have. Intentionally fight to preserve the love you found. If you think your love is worth fighting for, then by all means, fight for it. And that means that you will intentionally bar relationships that are becoming too close for comfort. For example, you have a lady friend and she's getting too close, she's crossing certain boundaries, and you know you have a girlfriend. You should intentionally set a boundary. And when you've defined that boundary, maintain that boundary. That is what it means to fight for your relationship. If you see something about that lady that is absolutely amazing and stunning, you can communicate with your girl and tell her these are qualities that you find attractive and help her to become everything that you want in a woman. You build the value that you want to see in her. The only room you cannot exhaust is room for improvement. It also means that you should be open to changes yourself. If she sees something that she's liking in someone else and she has the courage to approach you and tell you, look, I feel that if you were doing this, I would be happier in our relationship, then by all means, make the effort. That is how you fight to preserve the love you found. So that while you are preventing outside influences, you are also working on becoming better in your relationship so that your relationship can work for both partners. And then if you are the lady, you're doing the same thing, shutting out guys and becoming a better version of yourself for the man that has found you or for the man that you found. Lastly, communication. Very important. Be able to say, this is what works for me. This is what doesn't work for me with your partner. If you cannot communicate essentially with your partner about things that you want in your relationship, there's a big problem there. Because then everybody just assumes that what they are doing is okay for the person that they are with. And then you're assuming that your actions are the best actions for the person you're with, but the person doesn't feel that way and you don't know. You're assuming that the love you give is the exact kind of love they need. You're speaking French in your communication to someone who understands Spanish. How can you converse? You should ask, is this thing I'm doing okay by you? Be open to feedback and be open to growth. If you think your relationship is worth fighting for, then fight for it and be willing to make the changes that will make your relationship work. Once again, this is John Bose, and if you feel that any part of this video is going to be of benefit to someone out there, please do hit the like button so that more people can see it. And if you're led to do so, hit the share button and share this video with those who you think may want to see its content. And also, if you are just new to this channel, you might do well to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever we put out videos like this. I put out videos on business, finance, and investment. I mostly research opportunities and make recommendations to help people avoid investment scams. And I've done a lot of videos on previous investment opportunities I consider worth exploiting. You can look through my channel and you'll see some of these. I've also done some relationship videos. Some were done long time ago, I think about a year ago. I'm going to link some of them in the description below this video so that you can go through them and perhaps share your thoughts on some of the topics that I was discussing about. Thank you for joining me in this video. See you in the next one.